What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Green Black Savage Constrictor. Hope you're excited. We're going to play first, get this chat all closed out, get our graveyards all squared up. There we go. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got Lotlet Troll, Savage Summoning, and Hangerback Walker. So we're looking at a quick Hangerback, and we can get down Lotlet Troll to follow up with. And we get into spots where we can start putting those counters on Hangerback. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep on this one. This is like right on the cusp of where you would mulligan. If you're playing at a tournament, you would probably mulligan it. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the Windswept Teeth down, and then let's go ahead and pass the turn. So we have Savage Summoning. So Savage Summoning can't be countered, the spell itself. Then the next creature card you cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. That spell can't be countered. That creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1 counter on there. So what we're looking to do with this deck is we're looking to get into a spot to where, we got some Thoughtseize coming in. There we do. Let's go to crack this Windswept Teeth. Let's go. Get down the forest. Let's go Savage Summoning. We're going to get the Hangerback Walker out there. We're going to pay that green. And then they're going to take the Lotlet Troll. We're going to have some lands. Then we can start putting some, we're going to basically just leave up Hangerback Walker to start putting a bunch of +1 counters on it. So let's go and almost hit F2 like okay. Definitely did not want to do that. Alright, Hangerback comes in as a 1-1. Probably not going to swing in. We're just going to look to get as much value out of Hangerback as we can right now at this point. Probably playing against Jund with the cliffs out there, so definitely be a good matchup. So, and draw a Hardened Scales. Beautiful. Awesome. I will take that. Let's go and get the Hardened Scales down. Let's go and get down the Swamp. And then, yeah, let's just, we're not going to swing in for one. Right now, we're just going to make sure our Hangerback gets, we're just going to keep putting a bunch of them on there. So we've got the Hardened Scales. So if they do go for some sort of removal on Hangerback, we're going to get 3 Thopters for our trouble. And then if they don't, then we just get into the spots where we've got a 5/5 beat stick. And eventually when they deal with it, then we'll kind of take care of it. Okay, we've got Abrupt Decay on the Hardened Scales. And at this point, we're probably just going to go ahead and start swinging in with a 3/3 body and kind of do a little bit of cleanup duty from there. So let's see what we draw for the turn. Draw another Hardened Scales. There you go, buddy. You got Abrupt Decay. We got another one. Put that one down. Let's go ahead and put the Overgrown Tomb into play tapped. Now here's the kicker. Let's go one more go. I feel okay with this. One more go. That way if there's some sort of removal, they can go in response to Hardened Scales. But we're going to end up with a 5/5. Then we can start going beat sticks. We're looking at a turn 4 clock. If they get rid of Hangerback Walker, we're going to have 5 Thopters to kind of deal with. And 5 Thopters is, I played against Jund yesterday, and it's a little hard for them to kind of get some stuff squared up. But yes, welcome to Green Black Constrictor. Basically, this deck revolves around... We've got Savage Summoning, which allows us to cast some of our cheaper creatures for free. Well, not for free, for 1 mana. And, oh, Liliana, sure, go for it, man. Sack a creature, I'll sack Hangerback. Get those Thopters. Okay, so we ended up with 5 Thopters. We can send 1 over to Liliana. We can send 4 up top, start dealing them some damage, and then we can kind of re-rack from there, see what we draw. We're also running Walking Ballista and the Rite of Passage combo. So basically, if we have a couple amplifying effects out there, we can deal 1 damage to Walking Ballista, get more counters on there, and then just rinse and repeat. So let's go and swing in. Our opponent's tapped out, so we don't have to worry about anything. So we're going to send the whole crew, and then we'll send this one in at Liliana. So we've got 1 at Liliana, 4 up top. There we go. Okay, so going to put them down to 13, take care of Liliana. Then we can get down the Metallic Mimic, naming Construct. And that way our Construct creatures will come into the battlefield with an additional +1 counter. So let's go and name Construct. Yeah, Hangerback Walker against the Jund or Abzan matchup is just absolutely wonderful. We're going to name Construct. Let's go and get the Overgrown Tomb into play tapped, and then we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. Alright, so now things that we want to draw would be Ancient Stirrings. We do have Ancient Stirrings in here. That's going to allow us to look at the top 5, grab a colorless card. Worst comes to worst, we'll get another land. But at this point, we're looking for something like a... Walking Ballista. That way, it's going to enter the battlefield with additional +1 counter from the Mimic. It's going to get an additional counter from the Hardened Scales, and then it's just basically it's going to be in a 4/4 or 5/5 that we can start sending up top, and then we still have all of our Thopters to do. You know, look at the Thopter swinging in next turn, which is going to put them down to 8. So kind of see what's going on. They do have a Tarmogoyf down right now, but we can still just chump block for days. And depending on what we draw, if we draw another Hangerback, we can get a nice little Hangerback. Into the battlefield too. Yeah, this is gonna be like a 4 or 6 or somewhere in that range. And actually, excuse me 1 second. Okay, so they crack the Bloodstained Mire, and they get the Stomping Ground. Now see if they shock it in. Okay, they do shock it in. They go down to 10, and they double Tarmogoyf. Okay. So, we're looking at getting it for 5. That's going to put them down to 5. We can chump block with the Metallic Mimic, and if they have some sort of removal from the metallic, or you can draw another hanger back. I'll take that. Let's go ahead and swing in with the Thopters. Beautiful, beautiful draw. We'll tap the top part of our deck and thank the Magic Gods for that. All of these cards attacking a Big Boss Hog. There's just sometimes when you think about the Magic usernames, it just kind of makes you laugh. Okay, let's go and go for Hanger Back. We're looking at tapping for 2. It's going to enter the battlefield with 2 additional counters. We're going to get an additional counter from the Metallic Mimic and an additional counter from the Hardened Scale. So we're going to put the 5/5 body. So we've got 5 in the air to do a little bit of cleanup duty. We can chump block with the Hanger Back to kind of clean up and make sure we have more than enough creatures to kind of close this one out. So we'll kind of see. Okay, opponent scoops it up. See what we get into. Move this one over to sideboarding. Definitely going to bring in, do we want Kalitas in this matchup? Usually it gets the Jund matchup, the more attrition-based matchups. You're going to leave in your Lilianas of the Veil. We're probably going to go ahead and back off the combo. We're going to leave it down to 1. I like Scavenging Ooze in this one. Let's bring in the Go for the Throats. Let's bring in the Thought Seizes. Let's cut back on the Savage Summonings. And at this point, we're just going to kind of just shift it into more of a value style deck. So let's bring in Kalitas. And then we bring in the Pulses. We can bring in the Pulses. I like Hanger Back in this matchup. Let's go down on a Mimic. Let's go down on the Arcbound Ravager. And can we find room for the Pulses? I do like Nissa. It gives us a nice little value creature. It's going to be a way for us to deal with their own Lilianas too. So we got 23 creatures in the deck. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut down on a... No, I like leaving the combo in there. If we draw into it, I definitely want to have it. Let's go down on Metallic Mimic. And let's bring in the Abrupt Decays. I like that. That's a good. Okay, squared it up. Kind of made it a little bit more attrition-based matchup. We can get down Kalitas, get a little extra value off their creatures losing and some stuff like that. So kind of ship it over. But as far as the deck goes, let's say you want to build this, and I've got Lilianas in the main board, Nissas. You don't have to put Liliana in here. It's just a way for us to kind of get a little bit extra value out of the deck, because usually we're deploying so much stuff out that we just kind of want to close it out from there. So let's go ahead and keep. But yeah, if you want to build the deck, and we're running 8 fetches in here, so if you don't have 8 fetches, you can definitely put some Guild Gates in there, whatever have you, and you can definitely build it to your budget liking. So, and if you're watching this video, I probably will put at a budget version of the list. That way, I'm trying to keep it around $30 if I can. The most important thing is Walking Ballista. That if you're going for the combo version of the deck, it's pretty expensive, not expensive, but that's going to eat up most of your budget. Let's go ahead and let's get down the Catacombs, and then let's go ahead and pass the turn. Sorry about that. I have a little bit of a cough, so I'm trying not to just blast into the mic. Okay, so we got Tarmogoyf coming down. Let's go ahead and crack the Catacombs. Let's grab an Overgrown Tomb. Let's make the Tarmogoyf a 1/2. We can get down Walking Ballista right now. I mean, it's going to hit the graveyard as a artifact creature. We're just going to pump Tarmogoyf, so it's not exactly what we want to do. Let's go ahead and get down Blooming Marsh. Let's go for Hardened Scales. And then next turn, we get into this spot to where we can get down Walking Ballista. It's going to enter the battlefield as a 2/2. But we can finally go for Nissa, Voice of Zendikar, and start creating those plant tokens, and then hopefully stabilize to where we can get down Kalitas and kind of maybe rally from there. We do have Walking Ballista and Arcbound Ravager in the hand, which is awesome. So if we do draw into Winding Constrictor, Hardened Scales, you got it, man. All right, so Tarmogoyf goes to a 3/4. I'm okay with them using the Abrupt Decay because it's going to free us up to get down Nissa, Voice of Zendikar to get those plant tokens out. So, alright, Tarmogoyf swinging in for 3. Drop us down to 16. Overgrown Tomb comes into play tap from our opponent. And we draw an Ancient Stirrings. Let's go ahead and shock this Overgrown Tomb, man. Let's get down Nissa. We're going to make that plant token. That way we just have a nice little chump blocker. Now, if they do have Lightning Bolt or something like that, they can definitely take care of the plant token. But if they don't have another source of removal, or we're making them use a piece of removal on the plant token, and then Nissa's still going to be able to stick around if Tarmogoyf doesn't grow anything. There already is an instant in the graveyard, so... And we already have a land, so if they blast the plant token, it's not going to be a creature card in the graveyard, so kind of be in a good spot. But the decks, man, it's just a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed my time with it. It's probably one of the most funs I've had in Modern lately, and I don't know, it's just a fun deck. You know, it's not. You know, sometimes you just draw into Walking Ballista and Rite of Passage, and you combo off and win the game. And I've so bad wanted to do that for you, but okay, we've got Abrupt Decay on the Nissa, and we got double Tarmogoyf. Let's see if we hit the land drop and we get down Kalitas. It's not going to be the best, but we can kind of rally from there. Draw Hardened Scales. Let's go and get that down. And then that's going to, actually, excuse me one sec. Okay, so we get down Hardened Scales. That's going to allow us to get down Arcbound Ravager. It's going to near the battlefield is a 2/2. Let's go ahead and go for Walking Ballista. And we can start dealing that damage up. We just have to watch out for Walking Ballista hitting the graveyard, pumping Tarmogoyf, because it's going to pump it up for 2, especially if they find a way to deal with it. Um, Looking at 8 coming across is going to put us down to 6. Let's go ahead and yeah, yeah. If we get down Walking Ballista and they blast it, that makes those Tarmogoyfs into 6/7s, and that's going to be 12 coming across. It's really going to be hard for us to kind of bounce back from that. Let's go for Ancient Stirrings on this one. They're going to get him for 4. Windswept Heath, I'll take that. Put it on any order. Let's get the Windswept Heath down, and then yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and go for it. Let's go ahead and crack. Let's get down a Forest, and then let's go for. We'll go ahead and go for the Arcbound Ravager. Actually, go Walking Ballista. If we get into a spot to where somehow we can chain a bunch of stuff together, then we can go from there. But it looks like if they have any sort of removal, it's going to pump the Tarmogoyfs up pretty heavily. Looking at 2/5/5 Tarmogoyfs coming across. Oh, and yeah, the Ancient Stirrings pumped it up to 2/5/5. So, and then that'll be Artifact Creature, which will that'll be pretty gnarly right there. Creature set. So we'll see if they do have the removal. Okay, so we got Thoughtseize. That's coming up top. We can chump block with the Walking Ballista. More than likely, they're going to take one of our artifact creatures, which is going to get our life total down. I mean, not get our life total. It's going to pump the Tarmogoyfs. We can Walking Ballista in response, but it's going to be a little rough. I guess the only thing we can hope for is if we draw into Rite of Passage or something like that. So we'll see what we got going on. And if this is Liliana and they make a sack of creature, then that's pretty much going to be it. We'll see what they're getting down though. Tapping for 3 mana. More than likely Liliana, especially with it being double black. And that'll be 14 coming across, so. Kolagon's Command. Target player discards a card, destroy target artifact. Okay, let's go and send it up top. Yeah, either way, they're going to have it, so we're going to go and scoop this one up. We're going to swing in for 14 and we're at 13, so. Okay, moving over to sideboard. Anything else we want to do? Let's go and bring the pulses in. I think I'm going to cut the Nisas on that one. So I'm going to sleeve this one up for game 3. Hopefully, if we hit the Hardened Scales, the Constrictor, then we can kind of rally from there. See what our opening hand is. We're going to play first. Not too bad. We don't have a turn 1 play, and yeah, let's go ahead and mulligan. I'm not Lot Troll. We can chunk it, regenerate it. We're looking at early hand disruption. Let's see if they take the Windy Constrictor. That puts us going on a lot of Troll beat sticks. And then they have Liliana. Let's go on Mulligan. I like it something a little bit more. Okay, I'll keep on this one. We get down Hardened Scales. We got Hangerback. We got Rite of Passage, Walking Ballista. Yeah, we'll go and keep on this one. Arcbound Ravager. Let's go ahead and put that. Let's go and put that on top. If we're playing to our outs and somehow we get into the combo pretty quick, then we can kind of go from there. Get down the Ravager. Get down the Hangerback. Kind of get those Thopters, hopefully kind of stabilize, and they didn't just have an absolutely awesome draw in their hand. So basically with Rite of Passage, whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, put a +1 counter on it. Then they have Thoughtseize. We'll see if they go for them. Probably might go for the Walking Ballista. We'll see. But if we get into a spot to where we have Hardened Scales out there, we have a couple other like amplifying effects on counters that we can deal 1 damage to Walking Ballista. The Rite of Passage is going to trigger. It says put a +1 counter on there. When you put a +1 counter, you're going to amplify it from Hardened Scales. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to keep putting, though, you can just get into spots where you can just make Walking Ballista big enough to go for lethal, to swing in, or deal that damage up top. Let's go ahead and get the Windswept Heath down. Let's go ahead and crack it. Let's grab that Overgrown Tomb, shock that in. Let's go for Arcbound Ravager. It's going to come in as a 2/2. Okay, get down the Arcbound Ravager. Hopefully we hit the land drop next turn and we can end up with Rite of Passage. Then, if they know their hand disruption or anything like that, if they're deploying other creatures out there, we can get into spots where we can kind of combo off with Walking Ballista. So that's kind of the game plan right now. That's what we're going for. And Abrupt Decay would definitely kind of sense a Tarmogoyf. Okay, I'm actually okay with that. Because what's going to happen is we can sack Arcbound and put those counters on Walking Ballista and get ahead like that. So, keeping our fingers crossed for a land drop this turn. Let's see. Beautiful. Let's get down the Woodland Cemetery. Get down the Rite of Passage. And then we're going to have to wait on Walking Ballista because we can just cast it right now, but it's going to enter the battlefield as a 0/0. And if one or more would be placed, and we can't sack it and put it on response. So we're going to have to hope for no hand disruption, or maybe if they get down Liliana, and then we're going to have to get rid of Walking Ballista. But we're really close to comboing off. So depending on what they deploy out this turn, we might be able to kind of combo off from here. Okay, swinging in with Tarmogoyf. It's going to be a 4/5. We're going to take it on this one. And with the Walking Ballista coming down, it's going to enter the battlefield as a 2/2. If we hit the land drop, it'll be a 4/4. And then we can sack Arcbound in response and get those counters on there. So we'll see what they're going for. Raging Ravine and, oh, beautiful, double Tarmogoyf. I will take that. Okay, see if we hit the land drop for the turn. Draw an Abrupt Decay. Let's go ahead and go for Walking Ballista. X is 1. It's going to enter the battlefield as a 2/2. Beautiful. Okay, let's go and sack Arcbound Ravager. Put the counters on. Sacrifice his own, but yes, we're going to put it on the Walking Ballista. It's going to go to a, yes, it's going to go to a 5/5. And now what we're going to do is we're going to remove a counter, deal 1 damage to Walking Ballista, and then we're going to get 2 more on there. Always yield. And we're just going to basically keep rinse and repeating until we get enough to deal enough damage up top. So we're removing a counter, and we're going up top. And we can do this during their upkeep. It's not going to matter. We're just going to get into a spot. Okay, the opponent scoops it up. Yeah, so with Walking Ballista, what's going to happen is we're going to get into a spot to where we just keep putting enough triggers on there. If you can't get ahead of on trigger, because you don't want to remove enough counters from Walking Ballista with those damage on there, if we can't close it out that way, you can wait until you get to your upkeep, your opponent's upkeep during your next turn, and send all those damages up top. So you can see where the deck's really fun, that you can just go value creatures, you can go a lot of the troll, Voltron almost in a way, or you can go Walking Ballista combo. So you kind of get lucky with that. So, alright guys, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks.